Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. Well, we got a fun one for you today. If I scroll down this page, you'll see a little countdown timer. Zoom in, when I scroll back up, it's going to zoom back out. Oh, we got it set so that when they're at about the middle of the page here, it's fully there. They can read it, they can go on it. They can hit the link there, go to a shop now page. If they scroll down, it'll disappear. If they scroll up, it'll disappear. And of course, that'll work on all devices. Great little feature to have on your site. No coding involved in this today whatsoever. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Okay, let's roll down to where we want to work. I've got my little row here. We'll get rid of this row. In fact, let's add a new row before we get rid of this one. A little green button to add a row. I'm going to use a single column in mine. Before I put anything in it, let's delete our little one that we've got here. Okay, so I've got a section here, the blue tab. Inside I've got a row that you just saw me add with a single column. Inside this column, you can put anything you want. I'm going to put a countdown timer in mine. With the countdown timer, just select the date and time that you want there. You can change the hour and the minute down here with this slider right here. If you want it to link it to somewhere, well, I'd probably link to the sale page that I'm advertising. Put a link in there. Always best practice. If you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off-site to somebody else's site, open it in a new tab. That way your site will stay open. Okay, I'm not going to give it a background for the time being. I'm going to leave it just like that. Underneath my little countdown timer, I want a little button that says Shop Now. And in the title, which is up in the text and the content here, let's say Sale on Now, or whatever it is you want to say about yours. As you can see, that's popped that up there. Great. Well, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to just save that. Now I want a little button underneath. There's an extra. I know we're linking this module to the sale page, but let's have a button there that says perhaps Shop Now as an extra incentive. And again, this is entirely up to you, obviously. Exclamation mark on the end. I want to pop that one in the middle. I'm not going to style my button anymore. That's the way I've got mine set up in my customizer with the blue on hover and the purple on regular state. If you want to customize it, just go over to your design, down to button, custom styles button. You can go in there and change it to any color and font and style that you want there. I'm going to leave mine just like that. Great. Okay, so we got our countdown and we got our button. I'd like to make these common so they're all within the same sort of field here. To do that, I'm going to just give the row a background color here. Here's the row, green tab. Color, background, always under content. And you've got color, gradient, image, video, background pattern, or background mask. I'm going to use a simple color for mine today. I'm going to pop in a blue. That's fine. I'll take the opacity down a little bit. I've just clicked on the blue color field here. Got a variegated slider. I'm going to just take it down so there's a hint of that image behind there just for a little bit more interest. And just to make this slightly more interested, let's give it some rounded corners and perhaps a little glowing border to offset it a little bit more. So to do that, we can go to Design. Going to go down to Border. Border radius, rounded corners. Let's give it, say, 10 pixels. It's got little curves there now. If I put a box shadow in, make it light in color like a background light also, you'll see that a bit better. Let's go down to box shadow. I'm going to use that one right there, but I'm going to roll down. I'm actually going to make that shadow color white, so it looks like a little neon light shining behind it. But of course, all these things are up to you. Great. Well, we've got our countdown timer in there. It's looking pretty sharp. It's definitely standing out. It's got our little call to action button to take them where they want to go. Or if you've put a link in, they can just click anywhere here and go to the sale. But what I want to do is have it invisible till it gets up to about the middle of the page or almost there. then come in fully like this. And when it gets up further to the page, like we saw earlier, I want it to disappear again. Really easy to do. So still in the row, we're in our row module here. Going to go over to Advanced. Going to go down to Scroll Effects. I'm going to roll this over to the fourth tab here, which is scaling up and down, which is making bigger or smaller. Click on it. Hit the Enable Scaling Up and Down button here. And then it gives us this little timeline here. Viewport bottom is the bottom of the screen, obviously. Viewport top is the top of the screen, obviously again. These percentages here are the amount in size. 100% size is as big as it is now. 70% would be 30% smaller. Well, when mine starts off, I want it to be 0%. I want it to be pretty much invisible. Now, you're not going to see much change there because this is only happening at the bottom. If I scroll that down to the bottom, you can see it start to shrink there. But I want it to stay invisible up to about 40% maybe. Let's just roll this up till it actually disappears. 36% there. Let's make that 40. Let's round it up. Okay. Then at 50%, it's going to become 100% invisible. And you can stretch these out if you want to. So I've got it 45%, it's going to come 100% visible. And I'm going to keep it 100% visible up to about 70%. Then after 70%, I want it to start disappearing again till it gets to the top. So I'm going to bring my viewport top slider down to about 75. Obviously adjust it what you need. Make sure you put a 0 in there so it's invisible. If I roll down now, it should start to appear. And when it gets there, it's going to stay fully visible most of the way up. Gets to 70%, it's going to start shrinking back down again and disappear again. If we roll back up, I'll do the opposite. Of course, when the page loads, it's not there at all. That works perfectly for me. Obviously, adjust it to your needs. We've created our scroll effect. If you wanted to, you could add extra scroll effects as well. Let's perhaps add a fade to when it comes in and when it goes out. You can do that, fading in and out. Enable the fading in and out. And again, I want it to be fully visible, 100% visible, between about 45 or about, let's say 40% and 70%. That's great. And it should actually fade a little bit now when we do that. Let's roll it up a bit. And it's actually fading out a little bit there as well. I could pronounce that a little bit more. Let's make that 45% and 75%. And we'll bring these up a little bit down. I want to put a 0 in that last one there so it fades back out again. Let's try that again. And it's actually fading when it begins to come in there, which is great. And fading when it comes out. If I was to put that up to like 50%, and this up to 40, you'd see that a lot more pronounced. Take it down. See, it's fading in now. But we're missing our grow effect if I do that. So let's take that back down to about 30%. And we'll take that back down to 40%. We should be good to go. Play with it and you can get some wonderful effects. And of course you can add horizontal, vertical motion. You can rotate it if you want to. You can blur it out. And you can use multiples of these however you want to do. Well, I think that's going to work for me. Let's just roll it on down. It's fading and shrinking. And it's in and it's fading and shrinking back out there. To me, with the fade, it sort of makes it happen too quick. So I'm actually going to turn this off and just keep with my scale. It's just a demo for you so you can use multiples. That way, I think it works a bit better for me. It sort of zooms in from the bottom there, stays there, and zooms back out again when we roll up here. So if we've done everything correctly, let's save our changes, save the page changes, save draft or publish if you're ready. Let's exit the visual builder. Now we're exited. If I roll on down, you'll see it to start to come in when I roll up the page. And when we roll the top, it's going to disappear again. That's going to get people's attention pretty quickly. If you do that with a button or an advertising logo or something, it's going to get people's eyes on it pretty quickly, which is exactly what you want with a website. So there you go, guys. There's how to add a countdown timer on scroll. Really easy to do. Like I say, nice little eye-catching effect. If they're scrolling up and down your site and that sort of things happen, it's going to get their eyeballs on it pretty quickly. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this today. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Or make a little demo video like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.